Being able to work and travel simultaneously is a dream come true for most people. And you know what? That dream can actually become your reality. If you're wondering how to do that without having a financial burden, let us give you a few tips to follow. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about all the beautiful places around the world, as well as some general travel tips and hacks. If you're new here, we're glad you found us. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for joining us again. Without further ado, let's move on to the main topic of this video. The question, how do I work and travel simultaneously, can be interpreted in two ways. How to work your regular job while traveling, and how to get employment during your travels. The answer will slightly differ. So let's dive right in. How to work your day job while traveling. Working your regular job while traveling will only work if you can do your job remotely. Add time zone differences and you'll suddenly find yourself juggling multiple tasks. And even then, you'll need excellent time management skills so you don't tire yourself out. But if you can dedicate time during your travels to take care of your work commitments, congratulations, you're living the dream of most people. If you're not quite there yet, here's how you can work and travel simultaneously and become a digital nomad. Volunteer some hours in exchange for free accommodation. If you're already quite settled with your day job but still want to travel while working remotely, see if you can volunteer in exchange for lodging. You'll probably need to take advantage of time zone differences so you're not doing two things at once. Keep in mind that you'll be working extra hours if you pick this option, so make sure you're ready for additional work prior to doing it. Before you commit to volunteering, make sure you do a thorough search of all open opportunities first. Some only need as little as 16 hours a week, but some positions ask for up to 30 hours of volunteering. If you're already working a full-time job remotely, ensure you don't overwork yourself. There's no point in traveling if you're always working and tired. Last but not least, make sure you have access to reliable internet before committing to a volunteer position overseas. Some locations are rural and remote, so getting a stable connection can be challenging. You might have to invest in a reliable portable router or choose a less remote location for better coverage. Use your education to become a teacher overseas. Several countries whose primary language is not English are rushing to get their citizens proficient in the language. This sudden need gave rise to several private English language schools, and these schools are constantly hiring new teachers. This is where you come into the picture. Even if you don't have a degree in teaching, these private tutoring schools are happy to hire anyone who's a native English speaker with a university degree. They want you to be patient enough to teach students who may not completely understand what you're saying initially. They also need you to be dedicated enough to learn the customs of the country you'll be teaching at and to patiently deal with any associated red tape regarding your work visa. If you decide to become an overseas English teacher, expect stiff competition during the application process. These companies typically work with you to sponsor your work visa, making them quite an attractive employment opportunity. Consider teaching English online first to gain experience and to help time pass as you wait for your application to go through. Become a flight attendant. If you're following the news recently, then you know that airlines have a shortage of workers. Now's the best time to join the aviation industry as a flight attendant. Of course, you can't just randomly switch jobs and expect to walk out of the interview with a job offer. You'll need initial training. Stick with it and you'll be a jet setter soon, especially with airlines trying to fill vacancies as quickly as possible. So, what makes working as a flight attendant so attractive? Work your way up through the ranks and you'll eventually be assigned on long-haul international flights. Even if you're assigned shorter routes, it's still an opportunity for you to explore a new city. Just ensure you have prior customer service experience and long patience, because some customers can get cranky or needy during a long flight. Join a private shipping company or the Navy. If you don't like the idea of becoming flight crew, try venturing into the open seas instead as part of a sailing crew. You don't need to know anything technical about ships to join a ship's crew. Cruise ships, for example, carry other employees that don't know anything about ships but still perform a vital duty. These jobs include responsibilities in the kitchen, housekeeping, entertainment, and administration, just to name a few. And if you join the Merchant Navy, a few more specialist positions, such as communications and logistics, are available. Best of all, these positions provide paid training so that you won't lose income during your career transition. The only downside is you'll be sailing for months on end, so you better get used to not seeing land for a while. When you finish your sailing duties, you typically get a few weeks or months to yourself, which you can use to explore where your ship docked. How's that for taking a break after several months of work on the high seas? How to travel and earn money on the side. This other perspective on the question is also a dream for most people. After all, who wouldn't want to see the world while working on your terms? This method takes a little more effort initially, but the payoff will be worth it. Here are a few ways you can earn income while traveling the world. Get free food and lodging in exchange for work at your chosen location. Yes, this is almost the same as the first tip earlier, but with a twist. You can now dedicate your entire time to your volunteer work. That means you can directly negotiate your pay better. Instead of just lodging, you can now expect to get free meals in exchange for your efforts as well. Not only do you get to immerse yourself in the surrounding culture without spending a dime, but you also have the freedom of movement. And because a full-time job no longer ties you down, you can choose to volunteer at another site if you wish. Now that is a dream come true. Become a freelancer. Do you want more freedom with your hours while still earning money wherever you want? Then becoming a freelancer might be for you. In order to become a successful freelancer, you need to be confident and proficient at the same time. That's because you're in charge of marketing yourself and your skills. You need to have the perfect balance of confidence and humility. You need to convince potential clients that you're as good as you say you are, and your current work portfolio needs to be strong enough to support your claims. You also need to maintain a valid bank account as you travel around. Most visitor visas don't allow you to report your earnings as you travel in that country, so you'll have to declare all of them to your home country. You need to set aside enough money for any tax liabilities you may incur later while still being able to afford your daily necessities. Once you have those concerns addressed, congratulations, your skills are now your primary source of income. And you now have the freedom to set your schedule while doing something you genuinely enjoy. Apply for a working holiday visa. Not every country has a working holiday visa arrangement with other countries, but if yours does, keep watching. A working holiday visa allows you to visit a country and earn money legally. Of course, you still need to be able to afford your lodging first, but you can supplement that requirement with your income. Your earning potential and working hours are also limited, and some countries impose an age requirement. Make sure you check online first for any requirements on the working holiday visa of your preferred country to avoid disappointment. Curious if you can take advantage of working holiday visa programs? 60 countries have bilateral agreements with each other, meaning their citizens can visit the other 59 countries to utilize the working holiday visa program. These countries include the UK, Japan, Hong Kong, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Ecuador, and most European countries. And just for some bad news, the United States does not have any working visa agreements with anyone, so this tip doesn't apply to you if you hold an American passport. Be a bartender. If you're a social person and feel confident about your drink mixing ability, working briefly as a bartender might be an option for you. Most bars in large cities are happy to hire people for a few days, so this can be your income source, along with any potential tips. Not to mention the conversation and camaraderie you'll encounter as you serve people their drinks. Keep in mind, however, that your bartending job is a cash-in-hand position, so you're at risk of getting deported if the authorities catch wind of it. Thankfully, you have the advantage of word of mouth, so you'll never run out of recommendations wherever you go. Be a traveling photographer. Do you have an excellent camera that you use whenever you're out and about? Do you like to take a lot of pictures and videos? Why not monetize those photos and sell them to magazines or stock photo sites? While this option requires you to travel using your own funds at first, you can easily earn a living if your photos and videos are always getting purchased. If you have a lot of older photos from previous vacations, see if you can sell them as stock photos before you embark on your traveling adventures. That way, you can save the sales money you generate and use that to fund your future travel plans. Are you feeling a bit braver? See if you can sell your previous vacation photos to local businesses. If your shots are good and your marketing is convincing, local establishments will be more than happy to use your pictures for promotional purposes. This method may not always work, but it's worth a try. Working and traveling shouldn't be a one or the other affair. Remote work technology has improved dramatically since the pandemic, allowing people to move around as they wish. You can also take advantage of volunteering opportunities when visiting another country. The chances are there for those looking for it. We encourage you to try one of these tips and let us know in the comments which one you'll try or have tried. And as always, make sure to subscribe for helpful travel tips and more. So which tip was your favorite? Comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to love this other video from our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. See you soon, and until then, bon voyage.